call the roll?
Freeholder Amoroso.
Here.
Freeholder Gans.
Ho.
Freeholder Ortiz.
Here.
Freeholder Sullivan.
Here.
Freeholder Tonelli.
Here.
Freeholder Voss.
Here.
Chairwoman Zur.
Here. Evidence of a quorum is present. Will everyone please rise and join us for the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. I want to just take a moment to announce that the sign and die meeting will take place at 4:30 on Wednesday, December 27th, in the Calabrese Caucus Room. Will the clerk please read the minutes to be accepted?
November 21st, work session, all present. November 21st, public session, all present. December 6th, work session, all present.
Can I have a motion to accept the minutes?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor? Aye. All opposed? The minutes are unanimously approved. Can I have a motion to open the meeting to the public?
So moved. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Unanimously approved. We're now going to have a hearing of the general public with a 3-minute time limit in effect in accordance with the Bergen County Freeholder bylaws. The board attorney is going to keep the time, and when the time of the speaker expires, the timekeeper will announce that the time has expired. If you wish to speak, please fill out a slip with your name, address, and general topic on which you wish to speak. Sal Moretti.
Alpine Drive, Paramus, New Jersey, Salvatore Moretti. Several items are of note at this final meeting of the freeholders. I was last night at the Paramus meeting, and they were indicating they were entertaining taking over the Oster property through eminent domain. That S10 Route 17, of course, was my attorney's office. At the same moment, the $750 million cancer hospital was indicated in one of the flyers, which apparently has been sent out, that they are in the process of moving into Paramus, which I have some doubt about, since they have so many meetings for minor issues, and this one apparently is being rather simply transferred into the city. I think that the question here is that there is an issue that the city is not taking care of being televised so that citizens can participate in these important matters. And because of that fact, they are unlike either the freeholders or the city of Hackensack, despite the fact that they are moving in on some hefty monetary issues. I would suggest that consideration be given with respect to requiring Paramus to inculpate itself into the 20th century, or I should say the 21st century, and to develop some type of transparency with respect to its municipal hearings. I hope that the form and content of these hearings could be rationally developed, and presuming that we have educated individuals in the city running it, I'm sure that should be possible. I have 308, so I will conclude, and thank you, and bid you a coming new year.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Seeing no one else from the general public wishing to speak, can I have a motion to close the meeting to the general public?
Second.
All in favor? Aye. All opposed? The meeting is now closed to the general public. Will the clerk please read the resolutions on the consent agenda?
Resolutions 1,164-17 through 1,221-17.
Can I have a motion to accept the resolutions on the consent agenda as read by the clerk? Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Roll call, please.
Freeholder Amoroso.
Yes.
Freeholder Gans.
Aye.
Freeholder Ortiz.
Yes.
Freeholder Sullivan.
Yes.
Freeholder Tonelli.
Yes.
Freeholder Voss.
Yes.
Chairwoman Zerk.
Yes. Are there any the consent agenda has passed. Are there any resolutions of non-consent pulled, postponed, or tabled, and if so, will the clerk please read?
There is one resolution that has been pulled, and that is Resolution 1163-17.
Wonderful. We will now go on to our ordinance for second reading and adoption, ordinance 17-32. Will the clerk please read by title only?
Ordinance 1732 is an ordinance amending Ordinance 0753 as to the salaries of the county department directors and county administrator. It's offered by administration. Oh, the proof of publication of ordinance notice of public hearing was published in accordance with the law and is on file in my office. A copy of the notice of hearing and ordinance number 1732 was duly posted pursuant to NJSA 40A2:2-17 on Friday, December 8th, 2017.
May I have a motion to open the meeting to the general public?
So
So
moved.
moved.
Second?
Second.
All in favor? Aye. All opposed? Meeting is now open to the general public for hearing with a 5-minute time limit in effect. The board attorney will keep the time. Is there anyone who wishes to speak regarding ordinance 17-32? Mr. Moretti?
Salvatore Moretti is still at 197 Alpine Drive. With regard to the salaries and the county department directors, I have some concern with respect to the quality of the input. We have, of course, gone through several rather trying periods in the last several years, and the quality of the various department directors and so forth is to me a matter of some interest. I, of course, came into this world with people like William O'Dwyer, who was a judge, with Franklin Roosevelt, who was in his second term. I came into the world in which Harry Truman was a senator. I have gone through a number of historical periods which apparently some individuals have either chosen to ignore or to take as not relevant. Certainly, when William O'Dwyer was the mayor of New York, he participated as the mayor in certain fundamental issues with
Mr.
respect.
Moretti,
Yes,
on this ordinance only,
quality of the
Yes, but-
of the work
And-
performed with regard to the services rendered.
and not to nitpick, Mr. Moretti,
I'm
but
sorry,
the city
I
of
will
New
have to
York has
continue,
nothing
Edward.
to do with this particular ordinance.
Edward, you're stating what I should say. I'm
I'm
saying
sorry, I
that the,
apologize, Mr. Moretti. I'm not doing
I
that.
understand.
I'm not trying
I'm
to do
saying that the quality of the work performed is extremely important. And I'm speaking of many departments, all of the departments and all of the heads of the departments. As I said, we are adjacent to one of the largest cities in the world, New York City. We are adjacent to one of the primary law projects in the world, Columbia, New York University, New York Law School, Rutgers Law School. We are, in some sense, distinguished, and because of that fact, the quality of the work is assumed to be at a very high level. However, because of a large immigration into the country, as President Trump has noted, there is a certain division of opinions and a type of vacillation. And because of that fact, I feel that we should keep in mind that although we may be open-minded, there is still something called quality, and something called living up to the expectations of a civilized group of citizens. As a matter of fact, I have attempted to set forth some of this in some of the books which I've registered, and perhaps you should read several of them. I thank you very much. Are there any questions?
Thank you, Mr. Moretti.
Bye.
Is there any board discussion regarding ordinance 17-32? Oh, first of all, can I have a motion to close the meeting to the general public?
So moved.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All opposed? The meeting is now closed to the general public. Is there any board discussion of ordinance 17-32? I'd like to say one thing. I am very well assured of the quality of our department heads and our county administration. This ordinance is a minor cost of living adjustment that has been set by statute decades ago, and is time for it to be in accordance so that it can have the same cost of living adjustments that other employees within the county have. So I, first of all, would like to take this opportunity to applaud and thank the administration for all the hard and diligent work that they've done through not only this year, but every single year for the county of Bergen and for all of our residents. That's why I am going to happily support ordinance 1732. Any other comment from the board? Freeholder Gans?
I think it's fair to comment that the freeholders are the only group that are not taking an increase.
So noted. Is there any other comment on 1732? That said, let's call the roll, please.
Freeholder Amoroso.
Yes.
Freeholder Gans.
Aye.
Freeholder Ortiz.
Yes.
Freeholder Sullivan.
Yes.
Freeholder Tonelli.
Yes.
Freeholder Voss.
Yes.
Chairwoman Zur.
Yes.
With 7 ayes, 1732 is adopted and passes second reading.
Thank you very much. We will now have Freeholder Committee reports. Freeholder Amoroso.
I want to offer condolences to the family of Paul Fader, attorney for the Bergen County Improvement Authority and the one-time mayor of Englewood, who died suddenly on December 11th at the age of 58. I'm sure he would have been very proud of his wife Jill and their 4 grown children, who spoke of their dad and husband at the memorial service at Dwight Morrow High School. On December 4th, the Bergen County Board of Social Services chose Adina Yacoub to be the director of the agency that administers food stamps, Medicaid, general assistance, and adult protective services. Adina replaces acting director Bob Calosino, who retires at the end of January. On Wednesday, December 13th, I attended the annual ARC Gala at the Venetian. This is dress-up time for all the differently abled kids and young adults you see at the ARC's Camp Rainbow during the summer. And we did line dancing with the seniors at the Wellington Senior Center holiday party. They're a lot better than I am. And caroling here at the county building with the wonderful Ridgefield Park High School Choir, whose director, Paul Simeon, is retiring this year. I have a few dates to highlight from the 2018 Community Development Calendar. The Homeownership Fair is scheduled for Saturday, June 2nd at the Hasbrook Heights Hilton. And we have scheduled a faith-based homeownership fair, not on a Saturday, but on Thursday, March 22nd, for our Jewish prospective homeowners. The second annual Care Fair is scheduled for Sunday, May 6th at FDU's Rothman Center. Happy holidays to all in the county. It's been a divisive year nationally, but a productive and inclusive year. Here, we are happy to be part of this Bergen County community. Thanks.
Freeholder Gans?
Thank you. This is Mimi, the cat, who for 18 years was part of our lives, and she passed yesterday at the age of 18. What a marvelous companion. We don't say pet, but what a marvelous companion for 18 years she was. She had beautiful, beautiful aqueous blue eyes, and just was a marvelous companion and a great, I can remember many instances, starting with when, right after her birth, she was scheduled to come home in early February, and in January, right after the first of the year, the cattery called to say, "You can pick her up now." She was just a very active cat from the very beginning. She was a wonderful companion, and I will miss her sorely, as will my wife, Kathy. Let me conclude the year by saying, ho, 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 and in honor of the season, Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, Happy Kwanzaa, and a Happy New Year to all. Thank you. That concludes my report.
Thank you. Freeholder Ortiz.
Thank you.
Alphabetically for my last one.
Earlier this month, I attended the Human Services Advisory Council meeting, and Mr. Mazza spoke about the state meeting that was going to be held earlier, last week, as a matter of fact, and representatives from each county throughout the state were going to meet with Governor-elect Phil Murphy, and they were going to discuss all the issues that are concerning human services, sorry. And one of the things that are a big concern are keeping home health aides, which are very difficult to keep. And also, if there's a $15 an hour increase, how will they be able to retain the aides? Housing for seniors continues to be an issue, not only throughout the county, but throughout the state. And most importantly is CHIP, which is a big concern, and that's a federal issue with the Children's Health Insurance Plan, which is a serious problem. The federal funds were expired on September 30th. Several states have so much money. I think Pennsylvania ended by December 31st, and we're going to have no more funds. I think in Jersey we have till April. And Assemblywoman Huddle was introducing a resolution to reintroduce CHIP to Congress. I know there's a lot of opposition on a federal level, and I know Senate is supposed to have a vote probably in the next few weeks. So we're hoping that we urge Congress, and if we can please reach out to everyone in regards to CHIP, because this really affects it affects middle to low income families. So. And our children, really, not our families, the children of our families. I also attended ARC, and it was actually a very big celebration because it was their 70th anniversary, and they were honoring Laura Sparks Blossfeld, who was the mother who sent the letter, I think it was in 1946, to the Bergen Record, urging parents to please come together and form a group or an alliance, and that's how ARC came, to be today. And I really commend for everything that they do, for all the volunteers, everyone that works there. They do an unbelievable job, and how they affect a lot of the families here in Bergen County with our uniquely abled children. And Wallington was a lot of fun. Nice line dancing there. We love to go visit our seniors. It was great to celebrate with them. And on that note, I'd like to wish everyone a happy holiday and mostly healthy season, and wish you all a great holiday.
Thank you.
And a
Freeholder
Happy New
Sullivan.
Year.
Thank you, Chairwoman. I just want to touch again on more shared services. I know Bergenfield entered into the vehicle maintenance repair system on an as-needed basis. I continue to plug the shared services because we as an administration, this administration, has made it a priority, and we continue to do whatever it takes to save the municipalities money. DPW maintenance complex and premise has been completed and is now operational. I'd like to thank the people that were responsible for that, and it will help the operation of our DPW. I do want to say congratulations and thank you to Kabir Graywall, who was nominated to be the AG in the state of New Jersey, who's our Bergen County prosecutor. He just brought a breath of fresh air to this county. He works hard. he's very in tune with the opioid epidemic, and he's not afraid to say it. And he's got the respect of his office. I attended their annual holiday party, and there was nothing but great things to say about him, and I have nothing but great things to say about him. He's gonna be a terrible loss for us, but he's gonna be a wonderful addition to the state of New Jersey as AG. Also along those lines, we also lost an assemblywoman, Marlene Caridi, who is gonna be going to the Department of Banking and Insurance. Marlene is a friend. She's a wonderful person. She was a great legislator, and I'm sure she'll continue that work ethic that she has in Phil Murphy's cabinet. Just want to touch on the tax plan that was passed today. You might see a lot of people up there yelling and screaming, but come 2019, you won't be yelling and screaming when you feel the effects of this tax plan. Approximately 60% of the people in America are not in favor of it. And like I said before, for an average family to lose all the deductions that are going away, and I still hear people saying 70% of the people don't even file for deductions. But we all know that the middle class isn't 70% of the people, and this is who it's gonna affect the most. So please be aware that 2019, when you do your taxes, is when it's gonna hit you. You may not feel it next year, you'll see a little bit in your paycheck, but when you come time to do your taxes and your deductions that you've been accustomed to, and the things that we need to survive here in New Jersey, they will be taken away from you, and that will be an issue then. It is the holiday season. I want to wish everyone a happy and healthy holiday. Looking back on the things that this board has accomplished over this past year is phenomenal. The county executive said he'll touch on all of them in his state of the county, so I'll leave it to him, but we know we've done some major work and some wonderful things here in the county. And it's going to continue because we care about our residents, and we've proven that no matter what side of the aisle you're from, that we have an open door policy. We listen, we do, and we act. Thank you to our council for this year. Julian Niels and Ed Florio do a wonderful job here. And I'm going to end with, this is going to be Tracy Zor's last meeting as our chairwoman, and I couldn't have been prouder and to say that I'm a friend, that we're friends, because the work ethic that Tracy has is unparalleled. Since I've been here, I've had this the third in a row. I mean, it's like a hat trick in hockey. We had Joan Voss, Steve Tonelli, and now Tracy Zor. The leadership just continues and continues and continues. But I will say, Tracy, it was a pleasure working with you as the chairwoman. Your attention to detail is unparalleled, and you did a wonderful, wonderful job. And from the bottom of my heart, as the vice chair, I want to say thank you for everything you did. Thank you.
Thank you, Fielder Sullivan. Fielder Snelly.
Thank you, Chairwoman. Well, I'd like to lead my report this week with congratulations to North Arlington, who was recognized by Money Magazine as well as Time Magazine as the best community to raise a family. I couldn't be prouder that my town was recognized. It is Bergen County, Freeholders. Thank you. I want to echo Freeholder Sullivan's praise on our chairwoman, Tracy. Having been on the board with you as my running mate, we spend a lot of time together, both on the board and attending a lot of events together. And I just want to tell you, thank you very much, in my opinion, and I believe my colleagues will echo it. You did an outstanding job this year. It's not as easy a job as people think it is to keep this ship going straight. There's a lot of things that get thrown. Today, for example, the county executive was apologizing for a last-minute opportunity for the county to save $1 million. Well, for us to save $1 million, he had the staff running crazy and had your office going nuts. So that's just one small little blip on the radar. You did an outstanding job. I'm certainly glad that we supported you in January for the position. I'm sure the next chair will do just as great a job. That's the one thing that Tom mentioned that I always agree with, is that this is a really sharp team up here. If people realize what we do before we sit at these tables and how we hash things out behind the scenes, we don't all agree. But when we get here, we've hammered out what we can agree to. We don't all agree 100% on everything that gets presented to us when it gets presented to us. but it's the camaraderie and it's the working ability for us to compromise to deliver what we all believe collectively is in the best interest of Bergen County, is when we get out here and vote yes on these items. So again, thank you so much. And I just want to wish everyone a Merry Christmas and a very happy and healthy New Year. Thank you, Chairwoman.
Thank you, Freeholder Nelly. Freeholder Ross.
Thank you, Chairwoman. I also want to offer my condolences to the family of Paul Fader. His was a life well lived, and he will be remembered by all of us for a very long time. This is a wonderful time of the year, and we should all be very grateful for the blessings that we have. But please don't forget those who are less fortunate, not only at this time of the year, but all through the year. We had some wonderful programs here during the menorah lighting and the Christmas tree and the fantastic choirs. The young people today are just phenomenal when it comes to performing, and they certainly did their schools proud. And one of the things that I think we should be grateful for is the fact that this government is phenomenal. I've been in politics for more than 25 years, and I have never seen more things getting done than this year, and the teamwork that has been on both sides of the aisle in terms of the executive as well as the legislative side. And we did so many things, but the most important thing was New Bridge Hospital. I mean, that was and is going to be so wonderful for the county, and I'm just so happy. I can't say enough about it. On behalf of my running mate, David Gantz, and I want to thank the voters for re-electing us. I love what I do, and I know David does as well. And the greatest joy is to be able to help those who don't know where to go for help. And so I hope that we both continue doing this for a very long time. It is most satisfying because of the fact that we see things getting done. And so thank you, voters. And please have a very Merry Christmas, a Happy Hanukkah, a Happy Kwanzaa, and a happy and healthy New Year. And God bless you all.
God bless.
Thank you so much, Freeholder Voss. As you heard, this is my my last meeting as chair, since I will be unable to be here next week for sign and die. I'll be with my mother-in-law, and I will be missing you all very, 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 very much.
Careful alive.
She said something very funny.
And I want to just tell you all what an honor and a privilege it has been to serve as chairwoman of this board this year. I feel so blessed to have had the opportunity to work with each and every one of you up on this dais to really deliver so much for the residents of Bergen County. And, you know, echoing so much of what's been said up here already, I also feel so fortunate that we have such a tremendous partner in our county executive, Jim Tedesco, in what we all are trying to accomplish, to keep Bergen County an affordable place to live and to prosper. As I reflect on the past year, I really am amazed at what we've been able to accomplish as a team. We passed a budget where we cut over $1 million from what was proposed, and thereby were able to reduce the tax rate, all while preserving critical funding for education and increasing funding for mental health services. That budget created the framework and the blueprint, which allowed us to provide the quality of services that our residents expect, but being ever so mindful of the bottom line as taxpayers. We are the first county in New Jersey to raise the minimum wage to $15 an hour for all full-time 40-hour-a-week employees. And speaking of firsts, this year Bergen County became the first community in the entire country to eliminate chronic homelessness. We also saw the first year of graduates for Project Search. And as most of you know, because I speak about it ad nauseum, Project Search is a one-year unpaid internship program for students who are uniquely abled in the last year of their education. And it takes place at a host business site, Hackensack Hospital and Holy Name Hospital. It provides students who want to work a chance to explore careers and develop portable job skills, combining instruction and immersion in the workplace to prepare young adults with disabilities to make successful transitions from school to productive adult life. 74% of our Project Search graduates have so far found gainful employment. That figure is 34% higher than the job placement rates for students with disabilities who did not go through that program, and higher than the Project Search national average as well. And that's something that every single one of us who supported this program on this board should be really proud of. We also became the first freeholder board in the state to live broadcast our meetings. This project started 2 years ago under Freeholder Tonelli's leadership. And so now, interested residents who are unable to attend our meetings in person can go online and watch what we're doing in real time. We take transparency seriously, and live broadcasting our meetings is a critical piece of keeping Bergen County residents informed and educated as to what we're doing here in the county. The academies have been integral in making sure that we have the manpower and technology to make this happen, and for that, I just want to say tremendous thank you. In February, we unveiled 2 Bergen County Plaza, which now houses several county agencies, including the Bergen County Prosecutor, the Sheriff, the Surrogate, and the Tax Board, enabling more efficient government and allowing us to better meet the evolving needs of our residents. Most impressive, the project was completed on time and on budget. Being prudent and judicious with taxpayer money is critical in every single thing that we do, and that's why I'm so enthusiastic about the increased efforts we saw this year with the administration and this board to streamline the processes of engaging in shared services in Bergen County. In this way, we can continue to provide more efficient and effective government, savings to the taxpayers, and make sure that we're continuing to try and do more with less. We saw the completion of veterans housing in Emerson and special needs housing in Fort Lee. These projects were funded by community development block grants, which we approved. And I can't express my full gratitude enough to all the people who work to ensure that the people in our community have a roof over their head each and every night. And finally, as Freeholder Voss touched on most profoundly, Newbridge Medical Center. What can I say? Special thank you to Council Julia Niels for really shepherding this process. Bergen County is the home to the largest hospital in the state and the 4th largest in the entire country. And over 4 years ago, we made a promise to the people of Bergen County to forge a new direction for that hospital. And after a long and rigorous process, we announced that Care Plus Bergen, Integrity House, and Rutgers New Jersey Medical School would help us chart a new path to increase access to high-quality health care services here in Bergen County. And when the Board of Chosen Freeholders voted to approve the new tenant operator, we understood that this truly represented a new future for the hospital and for our community. And I think we can all be really proud of that lasting legacy that's going to come as this hospital continues to serve for generations to come. So I just want to thank all of you, my fellow freeholders up here, our council, Ed Florio, couldn't have done this without you, Storm Weish, Jared Lautz, and all of our dedicated staff and interns, the entire administration, the county executive, the entire staff, Julia Niels, Michael Bellucci, and actually every single employee in this building and who works for the county, who pulled together to work so hard for our residents this year. I look forward to 2018, and I am certain that the next year's Freeholder Chair and Vice Chair will lead us well. And as I said, I applaud each and every one of you and thank you for your continuing teamwork and for being rock stars and for really working so hard and rolling up your sleeves. So thank you all, and Happy New Year, Happy Holidays, and thank you for this wonderful experience and honor. You wish to say something?
Just to echo the sentiments of the county executive that he expressed earlier today. Chairwoman, thank you for your leadership this year. Thank you to the department directors and all the county employees whose efforts were also a great part of the success. But also, I think as we reflect, this really is an example of government at its best. Because when you find a common goal and you actually have the discussion and effort that you put into reaching it, what we saw this year and what we've seen in the years leading up to now, and we know that we'll see next year as well under different leadership, is more successes, because this is a proactive government that's actually out there trying to do things and make a difference.
Thank you very much. So seeing no other business before this board, can I have a motion to adjourn?
So moved. Second.
All in favor? Aye. All opposed? Meeting stands adjourned.